Hey, what's happening everybody? Rod J back again to take a look at another beer. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video. I'm going to take a look at one from down south. This is from Abita Brewing Company. This is their Bourbon Street Rye Pale Ale. So this is one I believe they brought out as part of a special series. It is aged 100% in bourbon barrels. This bottle is actually 22 ounces, 9.5% ABV, 22 IBU. Pretty neat looking bottle that they kind of have some different information written on. So I'll give you a little bit of that as well. Let's see here. For centuries, New Orleans' famed Bourbon Street has inspired good times and fine libations like our Abita's Bourbon Street Rye Pale Ale. This handcrafted artisanal brew is aged for months in wooden barrels to make small batch bourbon whiskey. During barrel aging, the brew absorbs the flavors of the barrel, such as vanilla, oak, and bourbon. These barrel flavors pair well with the sweet flavors of the malted barley and bread flavors of the rye. This rye pale ale is brewed with pale and Munich malts as well as rye. The malts impart a sweet flavor and an aroma of bread and nuts. Centennial hops give the beer a pleasant citrus flavor and aroma. After fermentation, the beer is cold aged before bourbon barrel aging begins. So a lot of things happening with this one. Looking forward to checking it out. Speaking of which, let's get it into a glass. So there we go, into the glass, and took it right to the rim, as you can see. Wow, check out the color. Comes out with kind of a really hazy, dark, amber kind of color. I get it to the light and I cannot see through it. It's almost got like a look of like a molasses or something along those lines. Kind of a thickish type look. Not seeing a lot of stuff really happening as far as the carbonation because there is so much haze on it. The head itself definitely sits off white, pretty much a bone white, but it's got a nice foaminess to it. It'll be interesting to see how that breaks down, but as you can see there, lots of mostly tiny bubbles make up the head in itself. So kind of interesting there. As far as the aroma, wow, getting a lot of sweetness from the malts. You do pick up that sense of like the bourbon. I am getting some of the notes of like say the vanilla and the oak, but it's really like a deep kind of sweetness with it, like a syrupy type sweetness. You do have to take a little bit of a sniff to get it out. It doesn't really climb out of the glass, but once you open up your nose to smell it, you really start to pick it up. It'll be interesting how this one actually tastes here, but I got this sense that it's going to be definitely a warm one going down. Yeah, you can taste some of the alcohol. It's one of the first things I noticed. But initially, the bitterness isn't really too bad. Not even really that much of a sting on the tongue in the beginning. On the back end, it kind of slides down the throat pretty easily without any harshness. The texture is kind of a creaminess to it. I mean, it's just, you don't really feel the carbonation hitting as much. The more you drink it, I think the more you're going to feel that warmth. After a couple of gulps already, I am starting to feel a little bit of that warmth of the alcohol. A slight bit of that does leak through in the taste, but it's not really too off-putting. Carbonation is not really an issue on this one. As I go down a little bit more, I start to feel it a little bit more, but sits very nice on the palate. I am getting some of the feeling in the chest here from some of the carbonation as it goes through, and I am getting, like I said, that warm sensation from the liquor part of it. But it's kind of a nice one that you can kind of kick back and just sip and really enjoy. The body's definitely a full body. This is not one you really want midday. You want this in the evening when you're sitting back. You want to kick back and relax, put your feet up. This is actually one I would want to drink probably even by itself and not even try as much to pair it with food. But it's almost got like a little bit of a decadence with it from the sweet flavors. Cheeks are really actually tingling nicely from the flavors kicking around. I'm not really feeling anything too really bad or awful with this one. But again, this is one like, it comes in a 22-ounce bottle. And we just did a show with some of the other guys, and something like this is probably one that you may want to do in the house if these beers kind of hit you. This might be a good one to do a bottle share with because of it having that big amount of alcohol. I'm actually digging this one. Now, if you're not a bourbon fan, you will notice kind of that bourbon note in here. So if you're not a bourbon fan, then it may not be something to check out. Not getting much lacing on the glass though. But now that I've kind of refilled this one, I am feeling the body heat up a little bit more. So yeah, this is one that you want to kind of take your time with and sit back and enjoy. This is one that can actually fit that bill nicely. This is probably one of the better ones I've actually had from Abita. And they're out of Louisiana. Again, this is the Rye Pale Ale from the Bourbon Street series. If you've had this one before, let me know. Put some comments in the comment section. Love to see what you guys thought about it as well. But with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and finish drinking this one. And I appreciate you guys swinging by to check out another video. Definitely one that I may have to go night-night after this. So again, I will catch you next time. As always, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe if you feel the move to do that. And keep drinking good craft beers. Cheers.